Hey there. So I was just sitting in on a business mastermind this morning, and one of the themes that kept coming up over and over again is how much resistance women have to doing lives on social media. So I wanted to jump in because it's just fresh on my mind. 6 things that you can do to overcome your resistance of doing lives on social media. And here's why it's important. When we're all looking for ways to kind of break through with our products and our services and our businesses. And one of the most powerful ways to break through is doing a live because it gets 6 times more engagement than any other piece of social media. I learned that by interviewing the CEO of Vimeo. All right, of course, you have to be adding value at all times. So let's not say that you just brushing your teeth is necessarily going to be the most ideal live to do, but you have to be adding value for your audience. All right, so tip number one, and the most common thing I hear is, I don't like my hair, I don't like my nose, I don't like my teeth, on and on and on. Here's the deal. If you were a Victoria's Secret model and I upheld you as the bastion of beauty, I would be able to judge you on your hair, on your teeth, on your nose, on your shoulders, or whatever else. But I'm not coming to you for that. I'm coming to you because you are arguably the best graphic design artist, or I'm coming to you because you sell the best widgets on the market, or you're going to teach me how, for the first time in my life, to invest in cryptocurrency. I'm coming to you because you're a subject matter expert and not because of your teeth or your nails or your hair. So one hack, one thing that I teach my public speaking masterclass students is record yourself. Record yourself on your phone every single day for 1 minute. Just do a thought dump of like what went well today, what didn't go well. Because you just got to get used to seeing yourself in that modality. And the other thing is that not everybody wants you to look perfect. My hair and makeup are not done today, but more and more, if you're adding value, you don't have to worry about showing up as perfect. And that's me telling you that as somebody who's been on television for 20 years, and I had to be perfect every time I showed up. All right, point number 2 is people love to say, I don't want to talk about myself. Oh, I don't want to talk about myself. Flip the paradigm. You have stuff up here that people out there don't know. And this is an opportunity to educate them on your knowledge. Said another way, I have been teaching public speaking. I've been doing public speaking. There are things that I have up here that are second nature to me, but I take for granted. But as I'm flipping it around and now I'm sharing it with you, you get to be the beneficiary of my 20 years of being on television. I'm showing you rather than telling you. Point number 3 is that people often default to talking about themselves. We always talk about where we went to college or what we do for a living, or, hi, I'm a doctor. Hi, I'm a lawyer. That's great, but that's very me centric. And I want to learn about you because people buy from people. They don't necessarily buy from, like, just a website. They buy because of the person that's behind that website. But you got to move it from me centric to consumer centric. And the way that you do that is, all right, I'm going to tell you a story about the fact that I left home at 18. I paid for college by myself. I paid for grad school by myself. I paid for every move around the country to come to New York to live out my childhood dream of becoming a news anchor. I was born to Indian immigrant parents. It was not something they could get their head around. And they really thought that I was going to live a very prescriptive Indian girl life, and I wasn't. But if I wanted to go out and do it on my own, I was going to have to figure it out on my own too. What did I learn from that experience of building a career by myself? One, I learned very quickly how to take financial agency over my life. And there's so much empowerment in saying, I don't owe anybody anything. Number 2 is that I really learned how to network. I got really scrappy in learning how to build the network and support systems around me to get to where I needed to go. And number 3, I really learned that I need to add value to other people's lives before I can ask for something, and I have to do that proactively. There's a universality in what I just shared with you where you can say, oh, I can use that tip. Or, yeah, I have been in those shoes too. The next tip is that there's universality. There's only 7 really big stories that everyone kind of tells, and you need to be able to tell one so that others can see themselves in what you are sharing. It creates that connection. All right, point number 4 is to really talk about something that's bigger than your product or your service that you sell. We had a great speaker on earlier this week who was making the analogy about cars. If you think about Volvo goes to market talking about safety. Mercedes-Benz goes to market talking about status, the status that you get from driving that car. Subaru talks about the love of the outdoors and getting you outdoors. All of them fundamentally sell cars, but they aren't talking about, hey, let me sell you something that's going to get you to the post office today. They're not doing that. They are, however, talking about something that's bigger than the product or service that they sell. So what is that one thing that you can be talking about that's bigger than you? However, you're going to probably have to do this 100 times. So what are 100 creative ways that you can talk about that bigger thing and think about that in a critical way? Number 5 is really to think about bullet points. I've been doing this for 20 years. I still have bullet points right up here, right at the eye level of my screen, so that if I go off on a tangent or if I can't remember this or remember that, I have something that I can default to that brings me right back to where I need to go. Nobody is ever that seasoned that they can't benefit from having a few pointers that are sitting in front of them so that you can stay on track. On lives, no one wants to listen to you go on and on and on and get your bearings. They want you to get to that information and get there fast. You probably have about 7 seconds before you lose somebody in the audience. Hey, here's my pitch. I am launching a mastermind. It starts next week. It's for 8 elite women. It's a premium offering. But if you are somebody who has a goal and you want to achieve that, by the end of 2022, and you welcome the idea of having a group and accountability around you achieving that goal, a sounding board that you can come to every single month and really weigh out your progress with them. That's what I've created for you. If you would like to apply, all you got to do is DM me at joya@joyadas.com. My email is up there right on the screen, and I would love to have you. I have one more spot, and I'd love to have you in it. Hey, everyone, have a good Friday. The blizzards are coming. Stay warm.